So I'm with Barry, and how long have you owned your Pettit?
Not quite a year. We're going to come up on a year anniversary here before too long.
Okay, and we're in the middle of Pennsylvania here. So tell us your experience with the company and the install and the machine and everything else.
Well, the machine is bulletproof, as best I can tell you. This is our third machine. The other two were competitors, and this last time I decided I wanted to go with the best. And this machine is head and shoulders above anything else that I've seen out there. The installation didn't take very long to install. I did have an issue with warranty, and the people were absolutely wonderful to deal with, and it wasn't their fault. We had a faulty hot water heater, and the Pettits took care of it, right away. There was no questions, and they're wonderful guys to work with. And the installer was Dale Whistler and his crew, and they did a tremendous job in everything that they've put into here. It's been really fantastic. I can't believe, and for as many cars as we've went through, I can't believe this is one of the first ones we don't get a complaint about. I mean, you get what you pay for. Mm-hmm. And whenever a car leaves here, it's clean. It's clean. And they really have the chemicals. The way you can dial this chemical system up is, I've not been out to see everybody's chemical system, but this has got to be top flight. It's really it's a bulletproof system.
What have you heard from the customers so far?
Well, we have a lot of repeat customers, and that kind of speaks for itself. I've seen a couple on Facebook that said that it's good to have a good automatic car wash close, because the closest one from here now is probably Newport, Shermansdale, but those car washes are not really competitive, because this does so much better.
We find that a lot. Even if someone's across the street or a gas station, a lot of our clients just do not care if there's another competitor close. It's just a completely different experience.
It really is. It really is. Yeah, I can't say anything bad. And I've sit there and you try to pick a machine apart, but this machine it's so well engineered. It just does it all.
Now, I noticed coming down here, this was a beautiful drive, by the way. You guys are in the middle of a little mini heaven here.
Everybody says that.
Oh my gosh. So there's hills and valleys. I had a 2,000-foot elevation change coming in, which is great. And So I'm assuming you have a lot of really rural, dirty, farm type vehicles out here.
Yes.
So how have their experience been? What have you noticed with that?
Like I said, we've not had a complaint about it at all. If this car comes in dirty, it leaves shining like a diamond. And for some reason, I don't know what it is, for some reason, it loves red cars. I mean, when a car is red and it comes out the other side, it just looks like a cherry. It really does good. And Dale has the chemicals dialed in that we don't have any water spots. And it really does a fantastic job.
Yeah, dialing the chemicals is really important. A lot of people, sometimes underestimate that. A machine's capable of quite a bit. Yeah. But if someone doesn't have the chemicals right, that could lead to a problem. It's good you guys have that dialed in. It got dialed in quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, and I used to call it, with the old system, we used to call that the pump house. With the way this thing's set up now, we now call it the control room, because it looks like we ought to send somebody to space. It's really a neat system.
How has the learning curve been?
Wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. The machine just does it all for you. And we've had a couple times that the machine has not liked a car, and it shut off. And to be able to restart this from a remote, from my phone, you know, I really don't have to be here anymore.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And it'll send you a notification when something isn't right.
If there's something going wrong, it'll show up and tell you. And it really does a good job.
So what made you guys choose this over the competitors? How did you find out about Pettit?
Well, the gentleman,
Should we get that? Mind coming on? Camera? All right, come on.
Mr.
Come on over.
Mr. Copenhagen here
Come right here.
was instrumental in our first two
Fact,
car washes.
I'll get out of the shot. You guys
Whenever
can-
he was instrumental in the first two car washes, and then he retired. But we brought him back in from retirement for this one because I was asking him about it, and he said, you really ought to look at the Pettit. And in fact, he took us down to, my wife and I, down to Dale's car wash down in Lebanon. And I was really impressed with it. Now, you can buy cheaper washes. I mean, in fact, you can buy a garden hose. But as far as a professional car wash, you won't beat the Pettit machine. I don't think there's anything out there. Would you, Richard?
Not in my opinion. Competition didn't want this machine in here, period. And they made a concerted effort to make some lives miserable, but
Really?
we won out. Because we're better looking than they were anyway.
So explain how you knew about Pettit and your experience with Pettit.
I met Tom Pettit's dad a lot of years ago. He was a fantastic individual. Primarily from the car wash industry when he first got involved with it. And I liked him a lot. And we kept in touch on and off just a little bit. And then when he settled down and I kind of moved away from some other equipment, we got involved with working with Tom just a little bit and then got Dale involved. And Dale is the distributor and doing a great job.
And how long have you been working on car wash equipment?
52 years.
52 years. Fantastic.
First car wash I worked on was 10 cents for 5 minutes.
Okay.
That'll give you an idea. You're way before your time, but
So 52 years, what have you noticed different about this when you're just looking at them or when you started checking us out at Pettit?
well, actually the stainless, the mechanics, the design, the computer, the company, the backup support that Pettit gives, that's all important. Especially for a guy like Barry, because we're not really close to Dale, and it isn't something you can run out in 10 minutes, fix it up. You've got to wait till parts get here and etc. So Pettit has done a beautiful job on getting us to that point.
Yeah, and the people that Dale had working for him, I mean, you can tell just by looking at the workmanship that they put into it. It really is a professional job, and I was really surprised. We had regular overhead doors on the other systems, and they talked me into putting these air doors on, and I couldn't be more pleased with the way these things have functioned this winter. It's a real good door system for this, at least for this area, and just everything about this system it's a great system.
And when you were cross-shopping other brands, is there any other concerns you came up with, how you came up with using Pettits?
Well, Dick had installed another competitor's machine, and we had a lot of luck with that. And I was going to put the same thing back in until I found out that company had been sold to another outfit, and they had cheapened it up, and I don't think I could get any stainless steel parts on that machine anymore. They were all just galvanized parts. And being in a car wash, galvanized parts don't stand up. And I knew this was going to be a little bit more money, and but it was worth every dollar. It was worth every dollar to go into this upgrade. And just in the fact that I don't have any customer complaints speaks for itself.
You guys mentioned a dually coming in the other day.
We've had a
The dually you mentioned coming in the other day.
We had a dually come in because Dale said we can do one at trucks that are now 8 foot tall and dualies, and he said I'll be back because he said this is the only one around that does dualies. So, and it was a farm truck, it was out there.
Well, word will spread. You'll get more of those now that one guy has got his truck clean.
Yeah.
So that's what we find.
Those dualies usually stick together.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Great. Any other comments about your experience?
Not really. I love the car wash industry. I like working with guys like this miserable son of a gun here, Barry. It's been a real experience over the years. I just want him to be successful. Mm-hmm. That's all important.
But for us, it's been a perfect fit.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Have you noticed any increase in volume or anything yet?
In the car wash,
Yeah.
the car wash side, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That really, our gas volume usually stays pretty close, the same month to month to month, and but the car wash has picked up. Oh, I'll bet we picked up 20% over our old equipment.
And have you raised your prices at all when you installed the machine?
Minimally.
Okay.
Yeah, minimally. It's raised. I don't know. Our top dollar wash, we probably only raised it by $4. So it's right there in the same market that everybody else is. That has a similar machine.
Yeah, you guys are priced, especially being a rural area, you're priced pretty good.
Yeah.
You have pretty strong prices.
Yeah.
So excellent. Excellent to hear.
Yeah.
All right.
Would you like to see the control room?
Yes, let me move this around here 1 second. So you were mentioning your chemical usage and how you thought something was wrong there.
Yeah, I was used to my old machine being it really was a chemical hog, and whenever we put this system in, I thought there was something wrong, and I called Dale up and I said, Dale, everything looks like it's going good, but this thing is a real miser when it comes to chemicals. It's not using a third of what I'm used to. And he said, that's the way this system's set up. He said, you're not going to have to buy as many chemicals as what you're used to. And I'm just amazed at how everything, if you've seen this car wash in action, it's getting covered with soap. It's getting covered with all kinds. We're using 5 different chemicals on this cars, and hot water is the other thing. So
the coverage looks good.
Oh, it looks fantastic.
But you're using less chemical.
It's
a key.
lot.
That's why we threw the camera back on in the back room here, because he told me this after he shut the camera off. It's key that people understand it's just the setup. And Dale's experience, you set it up right, and as we use less chemical, typically less water, less electricity, and your coverage looks better, and you're washing more cars, and you raise your price a little.
Yes. Everything that you would think could go wrong has been a bonus.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Fantastic. So you're using less chemicals. Everybody sets their machine up a little bit different. Mm-hmm. As your wash is faster than your old machine as well?
Oh my, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, with the other machine, if we were getting a good wash day, I could probably stack, and we're out in a small rural area. This town only has 400 people in. So we might stack 5 or 6 cars out here, and it might take them an hour to get through. I've not stacked any more than 3 at a time. 1 in bay, 1 waiting on the ACW, and one in the parking lot.
And this is, you've owned it less than a year. You wait year 2, 3, 4. Your volume's going to keep going up because people in the whole town. Your old machine was here a long time. You guys have been here a long time, mm-hmm. So they're used to that hour wait. When they realize it's only 15 minutes, for 3 cars, and they're in and out, then you'll get a lot more volume.
Yeah,
anyway,
any time that you can wash a car as clean as what these are in under 5 minutes, 4 minutes and change, you're doing well. You're doing well.
Fantastic. All right, in your back room, we're going to show some B-roll here. This is very clever. There's always a sometimes you run into limitations of the back rooms. You guys got basically a shed right outside the building and built your own shed with heat in it. And this is a really cool setup. This is one of my favorite setups I've seen so far. It's just right outside the wash.
Whenever you're in here in the winter, in the dead of winter, when it's 29 degrees outside, you come in here and you got to take your coat off. It's well insulated. It's a good system, and it works for us. It works for us.
Yeah, this is clever. This is very clever. Really like this. Fantastic. All right. Well, if I think any more questions, we'll turn the camera back on. We're good for now.